Hi guys! Welcome to Abundance of Love, and this is episode 3. Right, so before I go on further, I just would like to say thank you guys for supporting us all this way. Your support means a lot, your love means a lot, and we do hope that our videos are encouraging more and more people to come out and talk about your experiences, or even if you don't want to share them to the world, talk to us, because you will actually feel better after talking. So anyway, this episode is going to be, as you can tell since I'm alone, it's going to be about me and my experiences and how I am trying really hard even now to do what I do best, or in fact do what everybody does best. We are all trying to get through life. We smile through it, we laugh through it, we do whatever we need to do to get through it, and I think most importantly we've got to move together. We've got one another. If you don't have anyone, you've got us. We can listen to you. We want to listen. You know that it is taking me a lot to be here and sharing with you guys my side of the story, my experiences, my personal experiences, which I personally regard as being intimate and very, very personal. So and I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same. It's not an easy journey. It's life, as we all know. So my experiences started when I left home to study, and I was away from my family. I was never away from my family, just like most Asian kids. When I started studying, I had to leave to pursue my studies, and I'm not gonna lie to you, initially I thought it was liberating. I was like, yes, it's finally time for me to break free and spread my wings and all that. And I'm not gonna lie again, I had fun. First few months was amazing, really, because I didn't have to ask permission to go out to the kedai runcit, because I started to get to me, because the course that I was taking was overwhelming. It took up a lot of my time, and it was very, very difficult to get through it. Don't get me wrong, I was surrounded by a lot of people, but you know how I'm sure some of you can relate to this. You're in a crowded room, you're right smack in the middle in front of a lot of people, but you feel like, what am I doing? Why am I here? All you want to do is just go home and snuggle in your bed and watch Netflix, because you feel alone in that crowded room. Because I was so used to having my family around, so whenever I felt that way, it was very, very easy, because it was, I had them all the time. So if I wanted to talk to someone, and especially my father, I've got to give him credit for that, because he's a very, very nice man and he's a very wise person. So whenever I felt like I needed some wisdom, I always go to him, because he gives me very realistic advices, and I appreciate that. So where the whole situation sort of pushed me to a corner, where at one point I was just like, you know what, I don't want to do anything. I just want to stay at home, lay in bed, watch Netflix. This is where I've got to thank my housemates back then. They were amazing people. I shit you not. They cooked for me, they bought groceries for me, they cleaned for me. they got like the whole house a TV because they didn't want, and they put it in the kitchen because they didn't want me to sit in my room all alone. So this is where I'm really, really appreciative towards them, because if it were not for them, I probably would have drowned. And it was not easy. So anyway, I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to meet people. People would be calling me, like my friends, my classmates at that time. They kept calling me. I shoved them away. You know what? Like, no, I don't want human beings, because I would much rather just sit in my room, because I felt so much more comfortable alone. And I didn't want to talk about it. I remember a lot of people who used to reach out to me, and I was such an ass at that time. And I expected people to understand that I didn't want to talk without even telling them. And this is where I'm very sorry to the people whom I have shut down at that time, because it's alien to me. It has never happened up until that point. So I didn't know how to gauge this. I didn't know what to do. It was just consuming all of me. So I wasn't exactly a very nice person at that time. Of course, the demons inside me, the skeletons in the closet started, resurfacing, because I was an ass. People were nice to me. People were trying to help me, but because I was so consumed with my own emotions, with what the hell I feel, and without having regard to what everyone else feels, I of course, a lot of friendship were broken. I lost many people. A lot of people whom I've lost meant a lot to me. Still do. But relationships break down, and I guess I have to accept it and move on, right? My lecturer told me, look, perhaps it's best if you go and see a professional, and I did. I went to a counselor. It was not easy, because at the time I decided to go and see a counselor, it came to a point where it was so bad I couldn't move, and that scared the shit out of me. That was the breaking point, and I was like, no, I've got to do something. So I picked myself up. I literally picked myself up that day. I still remember that day. I woke up at about 11 in the morning, and I was so tempted to just go back to bed, because there was nothing really interesting to do if I were to wake up. And sleep was my only escape. Sleep was the only time I felt great, because I didn't have to feel this wonderful lady named Rosa. She was my counselor at that time. I have to thank her. I've got to thank her 1,000 times and 1,000,000 times if I can. She literally listened to my problem. She walked me through each and every problems that I had, and I broke down so many times. You have no idea. Yeah, so I broke down a lot, and went to her many times, and at one point she was like, you know what, Nadia, maybe take a step back. Sometimes all you need to do is take a step back and look at everything that's going around you, instead of focusing on yourself and drowning in how you feel. Just take a step back and take in everything that's happening around. Until today, I am still trying, and I'm very sure a lot of you guys are still trying as well. She sort of pulled me out from that dungeon I was in, and I have got nothing but gratitude towards her. And if Rosa, you're watching this, and I hope you are, because I have spoken to you about this whole thing, thank you from the bottom of my heart, with every single cell in my body. Thank you. Because of me and my best friend sharing our experiences is to essentially create more awareness. We just want you guys to start talking about your experiences. I know it may be painful, and I know it, at that time, because I was there, I know at that time you might not even feel like you want to talk to anyone, let alone your best friend or us, strangers. But it helps. I know it's difficult, but if you've got to pick yourself up like I did, there are so many things to look forward to in this life. I know you may not feel that way, but there are so many things you can do in this life. There are so many things that you can be in this life. Just want to promote that. We want people to start talking about mental health. We want you guys to know that mental health is as important as physical health, because without mental health there is no physical. I just want you guys to know that you don't have to be diagnosed with clinical depression to feel the way you feel. Everything that you're feeling is legit. Everything you're feeling has value. Do not let another person tell you otherwise. Do not let another person dismiss you, because they have got no rights to. How you feel is your right, and own up to it, guys. If you feel that you feel shit, own up to it. If you guys feel that it is so overwhelming that you really can't do anything, please go and seek professional help, because there is really nothing to be embarrassed about. You know what, guys, truth is, we are all cuckoos up there, and don't even try and deny it, because we are all mad in our different ways. And please support us by following our Instagram page and liking our video on Instagram, also by subscribing to our YouTube channel. So see you in the next episode.